This is a Roblox sim racing game, and this is me playing it using a sim racing wheel. I am currently playing the first ever sim racing game on the Roblox to have official wheel support and force feedback. This is RoSim, a paid early access game that was recently released, and it's made by a programmer who's only 17 years old. This game currently costs 100 Robux, but if you want to know how you can get access to it for free, keep watching until the end of the video and I will tell you how. I will also be telling you how you can set up your own wheel on this game and start playing it with force feedback, which you can see right now. Don't worry, that won't be the last crash we do in this video. But as you can see, the most incredible, impressive thing about this game is the chassis. This chassis is fully original and unique. It's made by the owner of the game, and it was made from scratch. This has to be the most realistic chassis I've ever tried in Roblox. And honestly, when I'm driving on it and playing, because I'm using the wheel and because it's so realistic, I don't even feel like I'm playing Roblox. It legit feels like I'm playing a sim racing game, as this guy is racing me at the moment. There is collisions that I can enable, but I don't have them enabled at the moment in case someone tries to crash into me. I'm not gonna lie, my force feedback is very high, so my arms already hurt from how much this wheel is fighting me. I must say though, the tune is incredible, the chassis is incredible, and they're still working on it. This game has been out for a few weeks now, and it's already my favorite sim racing game, and it's not even hard to set up your wheel for it, as you will see later in the video. I'm gonna try to go for one good hot lap and just span out. I think I downshifted way too much right there. Let's try to keep it smooth through here. Throttle, throttle, throttle. Let's go. Now this left-hander is kind of tricky. I downshifted. I shouldn't have downshifted right there. The car becomes very unstable at high revs, I think. That guy just span out, so we're currently leading even though it's not a race, but that guy was pretty much racing me. Also, most people don't use the chicane here. They just go through the high-speed right-hander, even though in real life I know people do use the chicane. Here I try to just go high speed because it's more stable. I think those guys have collisions enabled because when I go through their cars, they spin out, and I don't have it enabled. There you go. That's gonna be a lap. Not the quickest lap ever, but should still be a good lap. A 58-second lap. I've definitely done better laps. I think I've done a 56 or a 54. And the world record is like a 50-second lap around here. But I'm gonna remove my wheel and show you the rest of the game. Also, before I remove it, let me know what you think of this POV. This is my first time doing something like this, so it was very hard to set up. And I'm not sure if it looks good, but let me know if you want me to keep trying stuff like this in the future. And now let's move on in game. So the game currently has two cars. The first one being this Porsche 996, which we were driving earlier, and this is the special livery it has. Only one livery at the moment in the game. Number 69, of course, what do you expect from a 17-year-old? And the other car, which they just added yesterday, is this Mazda MX-5, which looks absolutely sick in this red, and the little tire bugs out when you first spawn it. But this car is absolutely beautiful, and I must say, the attention to detail on these cars is amazing. Of course, the exterior looks very good, but the interior has so much detail put into it. I didn't mean to go inside the car there, but the interior has so much detail put into it, which of course makes sense, considering you're most likely gonna be driving this car in first person if you're gonna be using the wheel. I mean, look at the different cameras there are in this game. Oh my god. Obviously, there is the hood cam if you want to be doing that. There's also this cam where it shows you the wheel and tires, but the car chassis is not visible to make it easier to drive. This is sort of like the T-cam in F1 games. I'm currently on keyboard, by the way. I don't have the wheel attached anymore. But as we said already, the game only has two cars at the moment, and only this track, which is the Lime Rock Park, which in my opinion is a very well-made track. Like, there is a lot of attention to detail, and I mean, just the surface texture and like the way it feels on the wheel just makes it feel so so much more realistic. And I know most games, when they go for track elevation or whatever, it's so bumpy. But in this game, it's very well made. I think this has to be one of my favorite tracks with elevation on Roblox. And is that guy with is that a real Dominus? Moving on. So the game is very lacking in content because it is early access, and like I said, it's 100 Robux. The current price of the game is not because the game is gonna cost money. It's just to limit the amount of players there are in the game, because there are still bugs and there's still a lot of testing going on, so they don't want a lot of people to play the game and like hate it because it's buggy. But if you do want to get the game and you don't have enough Robux, I will be giving away Robux to 5 or 10 people, depending on how much I have, who comment on this video. All you have to do is comment your Roblox username down below and make sure you have a Game Pass or t-shirt on your profile, or like personal game on Roblox that costs 143 Robux, and I will go through the comments and pick random people and buy that item from them, and it should give them 100 Robux, which is enough to buy the game. I will leave in the description down below a step-by-step guide on how to do this if you want to get the Robux. So I have talked with the owner of the game, who is very nice. He said he plans on adding cars from different classes as well as different drivetrains, so that would be all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, and rear-wheel drive, like having all kinds of drivetrains, which will definitely be sick to see on this chassis. I mean, I don't think I told you guys, but this chassis is simulating everything that's going on in the car. It's simulating tire pressures, it's simulating tire physics, it's simulating camber physics, it's simulating everything, and the calculations are not done by Roblox. It's fully done by the owner of the game. He made everything himself from scratch, and I can't wait to drive an F1 car, for example, on this chassis. Also, I am driving on keyboard at the moment, which is why I'm bad. I had to unplug my wheel to be able to commentate comfortably. Which takes me to my next point. How the heck is there force feedback on Roblox? Like, how does this work? Am I exploiting? Is it some sort of black magic? What is going on? But basically, the owner of this game, he not only made a custom chassis and amazing feeling cars, he made a software that lets you get force feedback on his game without any sort of exploits. And actually, anyone can implement this to their game if they want. His software is fully open source and any dev can just add it to their game. However, they will need to simulate the force feedback physics for it to work. Basically, how this works is that his game simulates the physics and determines what the force feedback will be like, and it turns that into vibration data, which would be sent to a controller. And by using a controller emulator that you have to download for this to work, Roblox sends the vibration data to that emulator, and then the software made by the owner of this game takes that vibration data and turns it into force feedback data. And there's basically no input lag whatsoever. And he plans on making an 8-chassis plugin, which makes it possible for any 8-chassis car to make this software work. Let's see if we can do turn 1 without a steering wheel. Okay, never mind, I just messed up. Well, oh my god, what just happened to my car? And it's actually super easy to set up your wheel and start playing this game. First thing you're gonna need to download is this ViGem bus. This is basically the Xbox emulator. You just have to download this thing over here, and once it's downloaded, install it, and that's gonna be it. Next thing you're gonna need to download is Ched's app open source software. You just have to go here to the releases, click on this, and download the latest one. And once you download that, you should have a folder that looks like this without the calibration thingy. And all you need to do now, open the software, and it's gonna ask you to select your steering wheel. I don't have my steering wheel plugged in at the moment, but we're gonna say number 4, for example, which is a controller. Then it asks for my pedals. Sometimes people have different pedals, but of course when I'm using the G29, my pedals are the same as my steering wheel, so I would press 4 again. And then it asks if I have a shifter box or not. I just say no, and then it's basically set up. For your first time, it's gonna ask you to calibrate. It's basically gonna tell you to press your throttle all the way down, your brakes all the way down, and steer your wheel. And once you do that, it's fully working. You just minimize this and open the game, and it's gonna be working. And if you still doesn't work for you, you can go watch the tutorial of the owner of the game. I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description as well, and it should show you how you can get force feedback working for you on Roblox. But that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel to not miss any future videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.